What's up, SK family? Hope everyone is having an amazing day on purpose. It's your girl KG. If you're watching a replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. The way you know you're watching a replay is when you look up, you don't see that live red box. That means you are watching a replay. If you are new, meaning you've never watched any of our lives before, go ahead and put new in the comment. And if you're watching us live, go ahead and put hashtag KSK in the comments. And go ahead and drop a clap because every day we are reclaiming our time. My name is Katia Green. That's my lovely wife, Stephanie Green. And we make up KSK. We are life coaches, also known as the superheroes of self care. We help wounded healers activate their inner superhero, also known as their inner child, so they can have a bold, fun, and authentic life. Who's ready to live a bold, fun, and authentic life? I know I am. So today's topic on the Power Up Show is we're talking about how to secure your own oxygen first. Again, how to secure your own oxygen first. Go and pass it off to Steph, and she's gonna kick off the show.
Yes. First off, want to say welcome and thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you more than you realize, whether you watch the live on Facebook or YouTube or the replay. Either way, your support is appreciated. Yes, we're talking about securing your oxygen and basically what that looks like in real life because we're not all walking around in need of oxygen. So we're talking about self care today. That's what our analogy is. So, anybody ever been on an airplane? I'm sure you have. Most of us have traveled. And they always do their safety and security as the plane is taxiing before you take off in the air. One of the things that they say is to make sure you, in the event of a crisis, you secure your oxygen before you assist anybody else, including your kids. Any children, the elderly, they say you first. Why? Because if you pass out, putting on everybody else's stuff, like you're of no use to people who really need you. Like you can't help anybody if you passed out from not securing yourself first. That's basically the same thing if you don't do self care. Think of it like car maintenance. Most of us drive, right? I use this analogy to kind of help really drive home. How many times have you had a car that either you got it used or wasn't maintained right, or you yourself are really bad at maintaining your car? Most of us maintain get at least regular maintenance and regular intervals to keep the car properly running. Because if you don't, the car will be driving, working fine. Sometimes alarm bells and lights and stuff and knocking sounds that you ignore. Um, knocking sounds that you ignore before you end up on the side of the road just stuck. I don't know about you, but a car on the side of the road that is not moving is of no use to you if you can't get it to go. Like the purpose of a vehicle is to get you from point A to B to C to D, whatever, and then back home. A car on the side of the road is useless. It's the same thing for you if you don't take time to give yourself self care or make time for self care. Um, Self care truly is not selfish. Taking that time for you, it can be something as simple as in the beginning of the day. You just make time to do things that you enjoy before you put that hat of mom, wife, husband, father, whatever role that you have to play. Just take that time to set your mind right. It's actually the most selfless thing you can do because if you make time for proper self care, you will be a much better person. You'll be in a better mood. Um, Signs that you might be that car, those alarm bells that you tend to ignore, will be feeling overworked, overwhelmed, like you're too stretched thin. You might feel easily frustrated. Like everybody's just getting on your nerves no matter what. Like your significant other does the same stupid joke every day and you laugh, you got your little banter, and that day it just irritates your soul. Stuff like that. You walk in the car, it's like, hi! And every morning you're like, hi, it's a lot in the morning, but that this day just really makes you awake. Just little minor examples I can just show you of like things that like, okay, I'm burnt out. I need to make time for myself. I'm stretched too thin. I need to set boundaries so I can say no. Those are some signs and symptoms of whoopsie. Um, do you want to share anything? Are you still adding
Um, I really think that self care and we talk about self care, and most people think of um, the things you can do, but I really think truly um, self care. First of all, I want to shout out my wife. Today, she spoke on a platform that we both were introduced to as a special guest. So, and we talked about self care on that platform today. And one of the ladies um, on the platform said in the morning she has her time, and she's like, I'm before I become mom, and before I become wife, I become me, and I have my me time. And I was that made my heart sing. And it made me also realize that you can't start self care without you. So the beginning of self care is really finding who you are, because I feel like a lot of us are stripped of our identity and who we are from a young age, especially when you grow up in a household full of kids and siblings, and you're closer to the oldest group. It's like, take care of your brothers, take care of them, make sure they do the homework, make sure they eat, make sure they get a bath, make sure. Nobody says take care of you. So early on, you're pretty much indirectly taught to forget about you. So when you jump into relationships, you automatically think about somebody else. When you get in a friendship, you automatically jumping into the needs of that particular friend. When you at church, you are jumping in the needs. All they talk about is service, service to others. Be a servant, be a servant. But might tell you what, you can't serve others and be a servant to others if you don't serve yourself. And like Steph said today, date yourself. Self care for me is putting on that oxygen tank. For me is finding who that person is. Some of y'all don't know who you are anymore. You've lost your identity. You lost yourself. Um, you lost yourself in taking care of others. And put on your own oxygen tank. If your routine is morning, before you serve your kids, before you serve your others, put on your own oxygen tank. That means take care of you. Like that woman said today on that platform Steph was speaking on, she was like, she tell her kids it's self-care time. And she incorporates them to go take care of you. Because she's teaching them to take care of themselves first. So, because they got to grow up. And she got two girls. And as women, we taught to take care of everybody else. So she teaching her girls, she's like, it's mommy self-care time, so go take care of yourself. And that doesn't mean like, get on my face, I'm not going to be a mom. No. Because I know some people feel uncomfortable telling their kids, it's my time. She's setting a boundary, and she's also encouraging them to do the same. So they have their morning self-care time. Maybe you have your self-care time in the middle of the day or the evening. But make sure you put on your own oxygen tank. Take care of you. There should not go a day without taking 10, 15, 20 minutes for you. We got enough time in the day for us. We just don't think we do. And
Hey. Um,
we just don't think that we do. So like I know we talk about self-care, but really the initial start of self-care is finding who you are. Finding who that self is. Who are you? Do you really know who you are? Do you love you? Do you believe you're worthy of self care? So that's the first step. I'll pass it back to you, Steph.
so, and basically in that first step, I'm going to suggest that you date yourself, make time to. And it may not necessarily be self care. It might be, but in order for you to practice effective self care, you must first know what you like, what makes you feel relaxed, at peace, what gives you that recharge. And there's no way to know that unless you just do it. Same thing like when you're in a new relationship with a significant other, or maybe you're developing in a new friendship. You know, you meet people, you hang out, and you kind of see what works for you, your flow, your vibe, um, stuff like that. Just to kind of see like what works, what doesn't work, what you like, what you both don't like. It's the same thing with dating yourself. I suggest you start with things that you know you enjoy, that you may want to get better at, or things that look like they might be enjoyable to you. I mean, you never know how enjoyable those things will be if you never try. So if it looks interesting, it's not gonna kill you. Go for it. You know, like have fun and just enjoy and say, you know what? And you'd be like, okay, I did that. I did not like that. But hey, you got out there and you tried something new. That's awesome. Um, so definitely take the time to get to know you, to love on you, um, so you can know how to take care of yourself. On the flip side, you'll be able to know what you want. Definitely, if you don't know how to communicate that, then that's definitely something else you need to work on. But you would at least know what it is that you need, what it is that you require. And you will be able to set better boundaries because you'll know your likes, dislikes, triggers. You will have pinpointed and figured all of that out. But if you don't take time with yourself, by yourself, to get to know yourself, it'll be hard to do that. You won't know until you know, and then it might be too late, or you might not be able to express yourself in a healthy way because you've already bypassed that because you ignored all your warning triggers because you didn't know. You didn't know they were there, so you didn't know how to respond. So, super important is to love on yourself, as a first step to self care, and love yourself in a way that you want to be loved, not how you think you should be loved, not how society says that you should be loved. Like, love yourself based off of how you like to be loved. It's the same thing like in a relationship. And Katia and I are really huge on the five love languages. We have learned, we went through languages together, took out the quiz, and learned some of the nuances of these love languages so we can love each other how the recipient of that love wants to be loved. I'll use us for a prime example. My love languages are acts of service and receiving gifts. If you come home with a bouquet of flowers, and by the time I get off work, I got flowers waiting for me, and my dishes are done, or you started dinner, I'm happy and in the mood, and it makes me feel very loved because you've taken something off my plate and you got me something. Again, it doesn't have to be that extra. I just use it as an example. Now, if I were to do that to Katia, sure, she'd appreciate it. She'd appreciate the gesture. She's a very appreciative person by nature. However, that's not her love language. That's not gonna make her feel loved. You can be like, okay, that's nice. What's going to make her feel loved is, hey, babe, I set some aside time because her love language is quality time and physical touch. So we can spend, like, purposefully set aside time to spend time with her and cuddle and when we're in person. That rocks her world, right or wrong.
Right.
That's what makes her feel loved. Now, I mean, those things are nice, but I don't feel that doesn't make me feel loved. I mean, do I appreciate the time and the connection? Of course I do, but that doesn't speak to my love language. And so the same is true for you. Like, you need to do self care activities based off of how your preferred love language is. Like, self care is not a one size fit all. Like, I know when you hear self care, you think bubble baths and candles and relaxation. The same lady that Katia mentioned said that the bathtub, the bathtub is the same level as the toilet. So that is not an appealing thing for her. Like, getting in the bathtub, looking at the toilet does not appeal to her. So taking a bath does not seem relaxing to her, where it might be for you. So again, self care, like I said, is not a one size fit all. It has to be for whatever you enjoy. Because somebody's like, "What do you recommend doing?" Something that you enjoy. Like, I can't tell you what you enjoy because what I might find relaxing, like, I love if the weather is nice, like I said. I don't mind being outside, walking around, checking out the weather. Just there's some people are like, "Ooh, I hate outside." Or if you got really bad allergies, like I know in Virginia, you wouldn't catch me outside because of the allergies. Like, no. So that doesn't sound like fun, but to somebody it might. So with self care is the same way. But I can give you some examples for each love language. If you don't know what your love language is, the quiz is free online. Yeah, so I definitely encourage you to research, Google, type it, and take it. You won't regret it. This will help you out tremendously with your significant other if you have one, or yourself too. She said, I like outside in the fall and winter. Yes, I do not like outside when it's 100 degrees outside. I do not like outside when it's really humid and or 100 degrees outside. I love fall. And I don't mind being outside in the winter if I'm appropriately dressed. So I agree. But to something like Katia, that does not sound like fun. She's more of she prefers the warmer months. So being outside when it's cold and fall and winter is, she'll do it, but she's not excited about it. Like whereas, so we go outside year round for each other, but because we understand that that's how it is. But she's like spring and summer all day, every day. You're right or wrong.
You're right.
She doesn't like being cold, and I don't like being hot. So there's that. It's funny, cold, hot color. Anyways, um, didn't even plan it like that. Anyways, so if your love language, for example, is acts of service. So those are people like me who believe that actions speak louder than words. They appreciate any time that someone goes out of their way to make their life easier. Think bringing someone soup when they're sick, coffee when you know they've had a busy morning, picking up dinner or cooking so they don't have to, or checking something off their to-do list. That is what that looks like if you're on the like the or whatever, or somebody else. Co or at the very least is willing to compromise. They still enjoy their time with you because they love seeing your beautiful smile. That's the key. We had to learn that too. Like it's like yeah. You don't want to. All right. So some of those things would look like what did I say? I said acts of service. Oh Lord Jesus,
You
come
name
on.
them.
Yep, there were some there. Yep, volunteer. You can. So that's for somebody else. So the same would be true if you were doing that for yourself. Check something off your own to-do list. Do something your future self will thank you, like just taking time to lay out your clothes the night before. Make sure you schedule it. Create a fun. Set monthly goals. Anything that'll help you brainstorming. Stuff like that. If your love language is words of affirmation. It's the opposite um, of word actions speak louder than words. There's someone who resonates with the words. They want you to be open and just appreciate them with verbal reminders of your love for them. This person might appreciate a simple good morning text, good night, note, notes left around your phone, or verbal I love you or appreciate you. These expressions help them feel loved, valued, and appreciated. So if that is something that you're like, ooh, I like that, here's some ways that you can do that for you. You can start a gratitude journal or jar. You can try self love or self discovery journaling. You can write yourself sticky notes on your mirror or places that you commonly touch, see, just to remind yourself of how awesome you are. Affirmations, put those on your sticky notes. You say, I'm awesome, or things, whatever resonates with you that maybe you need a little encouragement, a reminder of just how awesome you are. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. And tell yourself that. Say, I look good today. Give yourself a compliment. Those are some ways that is words of affirmation in your love language, then that is what that would look like. If it's physical touch, this person appreciates the love language of the spectrum of physical indications of love, holding hands, playing in their hair, cuddling, getting a massage, kissing, hugging, and sex. And things in that spectrum. It helps them feel loved, appreciated, and is a powerful emotional connector. And if their partner doesn't often show these signs of love, the person is likely to feel lonely. If you find that that is you in relationships, um, then, second, some things that you can do for yourself is to draw yourself a bath. Make sure you exfoliate. Schedule a hair or nail appointment. Give yourself a scalp massage or book a massage. Or one of those. I like those float spas where you float in salt water. I really like those stuff like that. It can be something as eating something nourishing. that's going to make your body feel good. If your love language is quality time, nothing says I love you more than undivided attention. So that means phones down, not scrolling at dinner while you're eating, and no, 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 no. Like you're literally giving that person their undivided attention. Um, and scheduling time. That's what it looks like. Like being intentional with your time with that person, being fully present when they're doing whatever that they're doing, cooking chores. Um, these people just literally want their partners to know that they're interested in what they say, what they're doing, and stuff like that. So if you find that that's one of those things that resonates with you in a relationship, then here's some ways that you can translate that into loving yourself. That could look like meditation, going to a cafe, reading a book, exploring nature, things like that. And then the last one is receiving gifts. And like I said, those are the ones that you like gifts. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It could be just as simple as, hey, I was at the grocery store picking up our regular groceries and I remembered you like this new candy or this new candy looks like something you would like. You just pick it up. The fact that someone went out of their way to pick up something that you know they would appreciate, what makes them feel good. That I'm speaking to me. The fact that you went out your way, it makes me feel good that you thought about me. In some ways that people who like fall in that category, you can start a project. Buy yourself some flowers or send yourself some flowers. One of my favorite things to do is to order takeout. I don't know about you, but I get so excited when I order takeout and they ring the doorbell and on the other side of the door is food. Food is, I feel like it's a love language. Invest in your business, invest in your hobby. Just take or go out to eat and enjoy your time. But that's what those things look like when you're doing self care based off of you, what you like and what you enjoy. Um, nice. So yeah, that's just some great suggestions. To kind of get your creative juices flowing, based off of your own preference and your own way of being loved. Um, do any of those resonate with you, Katia?
Quality time.
So how have you been able to incorporate self care into your routine, especially considering our current circumstances? If you can share.
Um, like some days I pick to sleep in and relax. But I mean, for me, quality time is like I've been skating, so I have a group of people that we link up at the basketball court, play music, and we just skate. They help. Like I know how to skate forward, I know how to groove, but I'm not really good backwards. So they
Nope.
like literally helping me learn backwards. So I'm able to like move, scoot backwards, but not. I'm learning, working on getting the flow. So for me, quality time is like people that just want to be a part of you and spend like quality time, like communicating, being there for you or whatever, and just having a good time.
That is a good. Um, I forgot what I was going to say.
But I know, and I, I feel like even with the love languages, we most people know it resonates them with couples, but he has a singles edition, he has a kids edition, he has a military edition. All of them talk about the same love languages, but it's just really just kind of relating it to the topic. Your kids have love languages, and a lot of parents try to love their kids the same way because it's easy. Even leaders, even in the military, leaders they want to treat everybody the same way. That's easy because it takes work to learn people individual personalities and treat them accordingly. But that's the way it should be done. Like if I'm showing up on time all the time and doing what I'm supposed to do, I should not get punished as if I'm late. Because the point is, you're gonna change. I'm like, shit. If I'm already gonna get in trouble, like I'm late all the time, even though I'm on time, then I might as well just be late.
Hmm. That's just one
So
thing.
with your kids, learn your kids' love language. They can take the test too. They don't have it only for couples. They have it for singles. You have the book for teenagers. Like you gonna have that one kid, that want to be spoke into. Mostly men are found. Not always true. But a lot of the guys I know, words of affirmations is big for them. Because if you think of the dynamics of a man, the head of the household, a lot on his plate, and they're wired to keep going, but they need to be, empowered just as much as a woman does. So a lot of the guys that I personally know when they took the test, words of affirmation, because we just think that men's got it all together and they supposed to come equipped at all times, like with all the answers, and that's not true. That's unfair. That's unrealistic. So tell if you married or if you're in a relationship or you courting someone's courting you, tell them you're handsome. I like when you wear that or that cologne you got on. Yeah, makes you smell good, boo. Like, but you know why people don't get other people compliments? Because they're not comfortable with themselves. So that's why self care is important. Self care affects every relationship you in. If you don't feel good about yourself, sometimes depending on how deep you are down on yourself, you're not gonna really feel good empowering other people. That's a master skill to encourage others even when you're not at your best. It's hard for a lot of people to do that. That's why people say negative stuff. But I'm not up, so I'm just gonna be nasty. I'm gonna be rude. I'm gonna be mean. So we have some things going on with the league. Um, we kind of switched up our thing. We're working on revamping our brand, as many of you know. So our show is called the Power Up Show. As you know, we are superheroes of self care. So we're gonna have a short little segment. And we're just gonna show y'all the latest and greatest of the um, league exclusives, and what we have to offer in the Love Shop.
We'll be right back.
So that was just some things we have going on in the shop. As many of you know, Stephanie and I are life coaches. We're known as superheroes of self care, and we help wounded healers activate their inner superhero, also known as their inner child, so can live a bold, fun, and authentic life. And we do that by our empowering and motivating merch, our coloring books that has affirmation and journaling, and our monthly planner, and our up and coming coaching program. We'll be launching soon. So excited about that. We're putting the finishing touches with our coach on our plan and working on everything. And we're excited to launch it to the world. Um, we have a lot to offer, but we can't bring it all at one time. Have to break it up.
Yep, I'm excited. That you use the first link, scrolling, and also if you click the link in the description of this video, whether you're watching on either of our pages on Facebook or on YouTube, you go to www.heysKloveshop.com. Make sure you subscribe to our emails. That way you don't miss out on anything that we're launching, or you don't miss out on any sales or deals that we have going on. As we're working on not only our coaching program working on our fall merch, which I'm super excited about. Like we're trying on some new pieces, and we're going to be launching an exclusive discount for the people on our email list. So you want to make sure you're on it because I mean you wouldn't want to save a buck. I know I would. Um, so yeah, I'm super
Um,
excited for what's to
and we
come.
also,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I was gonna say we also have coming down the pipe. We're gonna be doing subscription boxes as well, and all everything we do is related around self care, self love. So they'll have themes. So that's another thing that we're excited about um, to offer our subscription boxes. So we'll be launching pretty soon. Just be
Yes,
looking out for teasers, looking out for prototypes of our boxes, so you can see what potentially can be included. There'll be like exclusive boxes. It'll be a monthly subscription, so you'll get different items, sometimes similar but different scents throughout the month.
if it has, if the item
Each
has,
month, if the item has a scent.
yeah,
So we're excited about that. We thank those who have supported us thus far, been following us, who've been just riding with us this whole ride. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. We've had our ups, we have our downs, but when you when when you work on yourself, it also reflects to your brand, and that's even whether you solo or you have like Steph and I, two people, three people with one brand. Working on yourself is important because if you are have not worked on yourself and healed and or healing, um, a lot of the weather storms that come with entrepreneurship, a lot of people can't handle because they didn't put on their own oxygen mask first. Um, and that's important. Like self care does not just affect you, it affects everything that you're connected to, good or bad. So that's why it's important to put you first. Um, you know, if you always put other people first, you're not getting your rest. When it's time to write that book, you probably gonna put it off because we already wired to put other people first and us last. So make sure you give yourself all of you first, and then you can branch out pieces of you to all the different entities that you support. Um, and know when to say no. That, that's why it's important to get one of our planners so that you can plan out your week, your month, so that you don't stretch yourself thin. And it's okay to tell people, look, I already got something planned. Wish I could support you. Maybe next time. You know, so you already have your schedule out.
yep. Um,
Anything else, Chef?
I always wanted to make notes of the other two links scrolling at the bottom of our page. Um, we're getting close to being physically reunited. I won't say how close. But just make sure that you like and subscribe to both the YouTube videos, YouTube channels. The other one, first one is come say hey is k.com. That's the one where we're hanging out, lifestyle stuff. I've kind of fallen off because it's been tough because it's a couple channel and half of us. So, but to definitely make sure you like and subscribe. So when we get back to posting, I do have some videos I need to finish editing and upload. But you'll be getting regular content when she comes back. And also the other one, which we are currently live on now, which is the Boys with Blog, where you will see more content like this, either live or pre-recorded. There. So if it gets pre-recorded, it's going to go to YouTube. But if it's live, then we might do both, like we are now. So make sure you like and subscribe both of those, and don't forget to tap that notification bell. So when we post, you will get notified. Um, that's really all I've got.
So before we head out again, we're gonna show our video again, show you what's going on in the league, and then I'll close you out with our saying. Check out the league. Thank you. So go check out our shop. We got some new merch in there. Um, we're excited what's to come in the fall. Guys, my name is Katia Green. That's my lovely wife, Stephanie Green. We make up KSK. We are the superheroes of self care, also known as life coaches. We help wounded healers activate their inner superhero so they can um, activate their inner superhero. Sorry, allergies, also known as their inner child, so they can live a bold, fun, and authentic life. Guys, remember, you are the designer of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. It's your girl KG. I'm the K from SK. It's my lovely wife Stephanie. She's the S from SK. Y'all have an amazing day on purpose.